Hi, and welcome to the Word of the Week. This week's word is emotion. Now, last week we were discussing the concept of intention, particularly as we're, at the beginning of the year, we're thinking about New Year's resolutions and why some people seem to achieve them, why some people seem to fail. So first thing is you got to have a clear intention, right? The clearer your intention, the clearer your desire, the idea, then the better your chances of succeeding. The second step is the emotion. See, emotions are what kind of fuel our intentions, right? So we have an idea, we have a desired outcome, but it is our desires that will either propel it forward or hold it back. By definition, one of the definitions of emotions, a conscious mental reaction subjectively experienced as strong feeling, usually directed towards a specific object, and typically accompanied by physiological and behavioral changes in the body. Now, what we see a lot of times, right, if you're a little bit upset, right, have anger, right, you're a little bit angry, it doesn't create that much of a change in your body. You get a little miffed and then you move on. If you get really angry, it changes you physically. It changes the way you stand, the way you move, the way you speak. So the stronger the emotion, the bigger, the wider, the more intense the emotion, then the bigger the change in the body, the bigger the reaction. Same thing with positive emotions, right? You're a little bit happy, okay, you change a little bit. You're ecstatic, you really will change. You'll change your facial expressions, you'll change everything about you changes in those moments. Right? So when we think about how do we fuel ourselves, it's through the emotional connection that we have with our intent. Right? If your idea, you want to change something, but you're not emotionally invested in it, the odds are you're not going to make huge changes because you're not going to put in the huge work. You're not going to see the behavioral changes that are necessary. Right? So the stronger your emotional connection, and that can be a positive or a negative, right? You really love something, then you will work harder. Fear can also be a motivator. Right? It can hold you back sometimes, and that's what it usually does to a lot of us. But if you learn how to channel fear, if you are afraid of having, for example, let's say you're overweight, maybe it becomes your fear of having health issues, your fear of dying young, of not seeing your children grow old. That fear can then motivate you to make a change, right? So for some people, fear holds them back. For some people, fear pushes them forward. So it's tapping into those emotions and utilizing them. However, we have to be careful to not be led completely by our emotions. That's why there's a yin-yang to us, right? We have the conscious mind. We have the parts of us that are able to make clear and accurate kind of determinations. We can be analytical, we can be logical about our processes, and we have our emotions. The two have to work in harmony. Now, we're usually more comfortable on one side of the equation than the other, but for us to live a balanced life, it's important to understand that there is that balance. We need the mind, we need the intention, and then we need the emotion to propel that intention forward. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Hope to see you next week.